running so slow this morning on the internet?
I don't know. Do you need a copy of the agenda?
Nope, it just came up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Melanie, are you ready? All right, I'm finally ready. Thank you. Oh, all right, we will call Courts and Public Safety to order. Could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Banks?
Here.
Mr. Hardy?
Here.
Mr. McCormick?
Here.
Mr. Erickson?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
All right, we're all here. With that, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from July 9th, 2026.
So move.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead.
We'll go with Mr. Walker on the support.
Perfect.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Minutes are approved. Any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Mr. McCormick, thank you.
Support. I'll second.
Mr. Erickson, support. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Good. Public comment. Thank you all for joining us. Any public comment? Come on up to the podium.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Sorry, I have to read this from my computer because we're trying to, go green so we don't print things. I'm Catalina Barrio. I work for Trinity Health Shelby. The reason I'm here this morning is because whenever I try to email any of the commissioners, it gets returned undeliverable, so it's either your firewall or our firewall. So I thought I would come before you to personally invite you. DHD 10 and Trinity Health Shelby are hosting a national speaker on Monday, August 24th. It's a community walkability and active transportation capacity building workshop. That's a big mouthful, but I did ask my colleague Kylie from DHD 10 to try to email you, so maybe you received it from her.
Yeah.
So what it is we are super excited because Mark Fenton is a national speaker and he is phenomenal. His passion, his energy that he brings is amazing. He works all over the United States. He is an engineer, he's a planner, he's a walkability advocate, he's a public health consultant, and he's coming to do 2 workshops in Michigan, and we are lucky to have be able to host him here in Hart. The other one is going to be in the UP. So August 24th, it'll be 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We are likely having it at the West Michigan Research Station out on Oceana Drive. And it'll be a interactive workshop, so it's designed to build local capacity by providing participants with practical tools, proven strategies, and hands-on experience to advance active transportation initiatives. So I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because you all hopefully received the invitation. If you didn't, somehow maybe I can even print it and drop it off here so you guys can have it in your mailboxes. But basically it's an interactive we will do an interactive walking audit that day, likely along Polk Road, along the Polk Road corridor. So we're working with the Oceana County Road Commission, and because of the next build-out phases, we really want to make sure that the pedestrian safety and walkability and accessibility is included in next phases. So it gives us a great opportunity to promote our area. We will also be showing Mark Fenton where the Safe Routes to School in Hart and Shelby are going to both be built as well. So I'm super excited for this opportunity. Would love to have you all there. It's free and the registration is on Eventbrite. So if you didn't receive it, please let myself know or contact Kylie at DHD 10. Also, just to let you know, every 3 years, the hospital systems have to do what's called a community health needs assessment. So right now we are currently doing our community survey for the every 3-year phase, the cycle, right? Again, I tried to send that to you guys so that you could possibly take that community survey and then share it with your constituents or share it on maybe social media page. It's basically to look at what the priority needs are for Oceana County or the Shelby Hospital Service area. So again, I'm having a little bit of difficulty getting that information to you, but I would love it if you all would be willing to take the Community Health Needs Assessment Survey and share it.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. And I have a meeting at 10:30, so I'm gonna bop out, so thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Whoever wants to go next, come on up.
Hi, Larry Dorn, 7499 North Shannon Drive, Weir Township Supervisor. I'm here in the behalf of our board, and we're here to talk about Flock. First of all, I want to thank you guys for everything you do, and also thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Over a year ago, we were one of 4 townships that voted not to accept the Flock. And as you know, well, of course you know, the Flock cameras are going up. First of all, I was asked to find out who signed the contract with Flock. Was it the Sheriff's Department, or was it the county commissioners that signed the contract?
Tim, may I?
Yep, Mr. Walker.
By law, the sheriff cannot enter into any contracts without approval by the County Board of Commissioners. So the County Board of Commissioners approved the sheriff entering into that contract with some restrictions that we had put on that. But then the contract itself, I believe, was signed by the undersheriff.
Okay.
But we have to authorize that, in order for him to go into a contract.
Okay. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, agree or disagree with the cameras of what they're used for. Our township is requesting that they come down in our area in the next week. I don't know if that can happen. Someone can let me know or whatever. Otherwise, I've been instructed to contact legal. So that's where our township is, and we have a couple of people. Mr. Erickson was at our meeting. We have a couple of people that are really pushing to get those out of there. And as a representative of Weir Township, we've had no attaboys. We've had a lot of phone calls and a lot of complaints. Right to the moment when it came out, I talked to Sheriff Mass, and I talked to Mr. Erickson about what's going on there. So I guess our next step, we're looking at getting them taken down in the next week. Is that going to be a possible thing?
I can address it for sure, Mr. Dorn, if you don't mind.
Okay. Thank you, please.
So if that's okay with the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we've obviously got with Flock. We've told them that our program is done. They're not they've already, I looked on their website yesterday to make sure, because they had another 15 cameras that were going to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Those went from being ready to deploy to no longer deployable. So that's already in place. We've told them that we're done with their program and they need to come get their cameras. They did not give us a date of when they're coming to get them, but they understand we're done with the program.
So I can assure my Weir Township Board that they are coming out soon. We're not going to be in the 90 days.
I can't tell you the date they're coming out. I can be clear with that. We've told them we are done with their program. We're not continuing this, and they need to pull that out.
Mr. Erickson had read a letter to our board.
Yes.
But I need to know that because they're pushing me pretty hard to move towards legal, and I prefer not to. I prefer not to do that.
Yeah.
So
I understand that.
Sheriff Mass has all my information.
Yeah.
If you could give me a follow-up, or you could give me a follow-up, you could get the information.
Sure.
to him.
And like I said, we can send Flock the request and see where they're at with removal. I mean, they're
okay. So that they are the ones that are going to be removed, like in Walkerville, Hesbury.
Every camera that's currently in Oceana County will be removed.
Even the ones in Pentwater that are approved?
Pentwater is not with the Sheriff's Office contract.
Okay, that's what okay.
Pentwater Village is their own separate entity,
Right.
and their separate batch of Flock cameras. Our Project Prove It was ours. And we've had enough public outcry against it that we had a command staff meeting the other day and said we're done. So it's not worth
I appreciate that.
So,
Larry, here's the memo that the sheriff or undersheriff sent the board that details all that. So-
Yeah, Commissioner Erickson did read this to her.
Okay.
Can I keep this copy though?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's, yeah.
Okay. I thank you for that, and I thank you guys for your time. I will be looking forward to the sheriff or yourself, Mr. Munn, that's letting me know what's going on, so I can regurgitate that to the board.
I will say, the other day I read an article of a county in Wisconsin, I believe, or Minnesota, that ended their contract with Flock. And the cameras weren't coming down as quickly as they'd liked it. It sounded like it was still a pretty narrow window after they had ended the contract, but they put garbage bags over them until they disappeared. So, you know, we can't, the county can't just say,
garbage bags up.
it's the Flock cameras aren't the county property. They are property of Flock, but maybe there's something that could be done to obscure their ability to collect data while they're still up. So, just an idea.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that input.
Tim,
Okay.
Yes,
thank you.
Mr. Walker.
Any questions?
I have a question for Lieutenant Bosley.
Yep.
Lieutenant Bosley, is there any way you can get assurance from the flock that they'll be no longer collecting data up until the time that they take them down? Can they just shut them off?
I don't have that answer, but I can ask the question.
Would you ask, and if you could just, you
Yep.
know, let the public know?
I can kick off an email and see.
Yeah.
My guess is that they can't, but I'm not positive of that. I don't want to speak outside of my lane. So
Yeah.
let me ask them directly.
But that would probably, if you had some type of assurance that the data is not being collected, you know, it would probably.
That would probably.
be
Garbage
helpful.
bag.
So-
Yeah, garbage.
Well, and
people are
there's already
taking them.
one that's been, you know, there's already one that's dismantled. The one on Tyler Road right by the cemetery, by 72nd. That one, they've already climbed up and spun it into the cemetery. And I'm pretty sure cut the wires to it because it's not reading anything, so. that one's already been-
I wouldn't suggest.
I wouldn't suggest vandalizing their
No,
property
no.
because you're dealing with a $3,500 piece of equipment that's gonna turn into an MDOP to their property, which is gonna get significantly problematic for you. So I think we are on track to get them taken out. So
We are.
that's
We are.
where we can
We are.
positively reassure you that that is the goal.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
Tim.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Tim?
Yes.
Tim, today, the administrator's office received a letter from a gentleman on Arthur Road opposing the flock cameras, and he had several statements inside this letter. It will be in the administrator's office if anybody wants to see it, but I just want people to know that we did get a letter, and the sheriff's department will be given a copy of it, and it'll be in the administrator's office.
Any other public comment? Yes, sir.
So I came to talk about flock cameras as well, and it sounds like they're being taken down. So it's probably a lot shorter than I thought it would be. I just wanted to provide you guys with a fact sheet so that in the future, if this ever comes up again, you have a stronger case to vote against it, or even to put in place some type of ordinance or law or whatever that prevents it from ever happening again. Not just Flock, but the other dozens of companies that are just like Flock that operate in mass surveillance, essentially. So I'm gonna pass it now if you don't mind.
Sir, can we get your name and
Oh, sorry.
your
Yep.
location, please? for the record?
Jordan Tryon and Tryon, and address is 3977 South 198th Avenue. 3977 South.
How do you spell your last name, sir?
Tryon, Tryon.
Thank you.
Yep, and then Hesperia. But yeah, so I just want to pass these out. These are just essentially a list of documented abuse and misuse of flock cameras using national media as well as other organizations like ACLU and whatnot. The inaccuracy and wrongful enforcement, as well as the concern that was just discussed about flock cameras continuing to record data after the termination of a contract. That does happen. So you need to be very clear with Flock to do that. That's why the garbage bag approach or the 3D printed Flock sock is a good alternative to that. So if you don't mind, I'd like to pass these out,
Yeah,
because
that'd
I
be
would
great.
like to ensure that this never happens again for my children and my grandchildren, because we have known both China, the UK, countless other countries where we have seen this abused, as well as in the 30s with, Germany with their secret police force, and the USSR with the KGB, and how they surveilled their citizens. So I just want to protect my children and my grandchildren. So, three. I could pass these down, maybe more. Thank you. So, yeah. Sadly, I don't get to read the whole statement because it doesn't really make sense up here. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Patty Hartman. I am with Small Business Administration's Office of Disaster Recovery and Resilience. We're in the area because of the storms that y'all had come through here from between April 10th and the 21st. Oceana County is one of 27 primary counties in the Presidential Disaster Declaration. I didn't bring copies for everybody, so just pick whichever handout you like and pass along the rest. We have a low-interest loan program that's available for disaster victims, homeowners, renters, and business owners. If there's a shortfall with their insurance company, or the insurance won't cover it, even if they applied for a FEMA grant but it's not enough to cover the cost, and they need to repair damage done by the storms, we have loan products available that are up to 30 years. No interest for the first year, no payments for the first year, and they start for homeowners, I believe it's as low as 2.75%. For businesses, it's as low as 4%. So it's makes the payment more, feasible for somebody trying to get back on their feet if they've had, disaster-related damages. Can I answer any questions? Oh, and the deadline is August 31st, so we're really trying to get word out there so that people can apply. There's a QR code on the bottom. If I haven't emailed the products to you, these flyers, I will email them to you, and if the county can post them someplace, whether it's on a bulletin board or on your website or on a Facebook page, that would be appreciated. Any questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they're already on.
They're on our website already. All right, marvelous.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is George Heath, 5204 South 68th Avenue, New Era. I'm here today because of a problem with social media. And I don't know if this is the right venue or not to be speaking, but you're the god of all things Oceana County, so I figured I'd bring it to you guys. Recently, and up until last night, I've noticed that the Oceana County Road Commission's website or Facebook page has all comments blocked for everyone. That is a legal thing. I've checked this out. I've been in contact with a friend of mine who's an attorney. I've also done some research on this. The deal is, up until early this week, I was selectively blocked from any comments on this. Other people were allowed to make comments. I went through my page and I couldn't make a comment. I had other people contact or go through the Facebook account, and they were able to make comments. Now that is a direct violation of the First Amendment of the Constitution. That's been ruled on by the Supreme Court, because any public entity can block all comments, but they can't selectively block comments. Now, up until last night, that was happening to me. Now, I had 3 separate people last night go on the Oceana County Road Commission website, and all comments appear to be now blocked. That's a legal thing. I don't really understand why the Road Commission wants no comments. Is there a reason? I mean, I don't know. In my past employment, I was involved in many different public meetings. Just for history, I worked for MDOT, and what we would do is have public meetings. We would have up to a half a dozen people there. We would have plans, permits, everything there, so people could come in and ask questions about different projects. The commission here seems to be just totally against that. When the commission had a meeting out at the MSU office on Oceana Drive, there were a couple hundred people there. No comments were taken. Yeah, I don't think this is right. It's basically taxation without representation. These are roads that we all pay for. Why do we not get any input? Like I said, I've been in the road work for over 40 years. And yes, you need a certain level of expertise, but you still need input from the people that use the roads, that drive the roads, that live there. It's not a partisan issue. It's everybody uses these. So why not get some input from the people that use them and pay for them? So I just, I was going to attend the road commission meeting, but that's not till the first part of the month. I wanted to get this out now, so I figured I'd show up today and bring my concern forward to this board.
Tim, can I?
Yep.
Do you mind if I respond?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
There are two different ways in the state of Michigan that road commissions are established. They're either elected, as we are in Oceana County, or they're appointed by the Board of Commissioners, and there's either 3 or 5 members on the road commissions. Some are elected, some are appointed. With our road commission being elected, the only oversight that the County Board of Commissioners has for the road commission is we set the wages for those commissioners. And other than that, because they're elected, they're like the treasurer, the sheriff, the clerk, the register of deeds, the drain commissioner in the county. They are elected and they hire their own employees, and the only oversight we have on those people are the financial stuff. We set budget. They run their departments. But it's similar with the road commission. I heard you. I heard your concerns. I'm wondering what's going on, but there's probably very, very little, unless somebody else on the board or the administrator looks at it differently than I do. There's very little that we can have input with the road commissioner, so
Yeah.
but your comments that you made will be on record.
Okay.
on our minutes.
Yeah, and that's why I showed up today. I do understand how the road commissions work throughout the state. Like I say, I've been in the transportation business for like
Sure.
40 years. I know how these things work, but I wanted to get this on record, because I think this is important that people get their say. It's your tax dollars, so.
And sir, respectfully, you understand, but maybe everybody who's sitting here doesn't understand.
Oh, that's-
There's only so much we can do.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate it.
But thank
you very much for your
Thanks.
time, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Marvelous. Hearing none, let's move on. Administrator Byard, Ottawa County Juvenile Detention Center Bed Rental Agreement.
So this is a contract that comes before the board every 3 years. We unfortunately do not have juvenile detention centers locally that we can utilize their beds, so we have to go to another county to do so. So we're asking that the board approve another 3-year contract with Ottawa County for the juvenile detention bed rentals.
Mr. Biggs?
Yes.
Yeah. Tracy, is this pretty similar to what the previous contract was?
It is.
Okay.
And if I may, Mr. Beggs?
Yes.
It doesn't guarantee they're gonna have a bed down there when we need
Right.
it.
Exactly.
But without a contract, that option is not available. Is that correct, Lieutenant Bolson?
Any other questions, comments? All right. Any department head reports? Mr. Maloney?
Gotta beat Gary. I'll go next. Excuse the radio, our 911 alerting system is down, so we have to monitor. Just an update to follow up on what SBA said. FEMA and SBA is in the county. We've been working with them closely. I actually went out and went door to door to all the places we did damage assessments, handed out all the flyers that are also on our website. The Village of Sperry it has it all over, and we posted them. And it literally handed out about 50 flyers to neighbors and friends that anybody affected that goes. It does not have to be the Sperry area. It could be anyone in our county who had flood damage. Even if for FEMA reimbursement or for SBA, even if they already paid for it, if they have the receipts, they can file for a refund for that. So our disaster recovery center is opening this morning. As soon as I'm done with my statewide meeting at 11, I'm heading over there to meet with them and meet with the FEMA liaison officer that I've been working with, and that'll stay open through Monday for everybody to go through there, and they can do it online. It doesn't cost anything, but if they want to go to one of those centers, they can go there and they'll actually walk them right through and get them registered right there.
Where is that located?
It is at the Village Hall.
Okay.
Yep.
The Hesperia
The
Village Hall?
Village, yep, Hesperia Village Hall. And then just, Under Sheriff couldn't make it, so I wanted to tell you that we had the Sheriff's Office did a fantastic job with National Night Out. We had a great response. Lots of people came through. A lot of participants for emergency services were there. Even Miss Dig came this year. State Police had a helicopter. Hart and Pentwater did a full extrication with a vehicle. Everything was well attended, but really good event this year. So, other than that, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Troy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Here.
Good morning, Gary.
Just a quick update on parks. We've had, in cooperation with the Conservation District, we've had 4 youth programs at our county parks this year. The Forest Camp was at Doolittle, and we had Pond Camp at Gales Pond, and then we had Harvest Camp, which had been in a farm before, but that program has come back to our parks. So we've had about 32 kids in each one of those programs, many from Oceana County, some from northern Muskegon County. But it's a great opportunity for our public and the Conservation District to use our parks. Kids really enjoyed it. I have some great pictures of kids that I'll share with you later in the year. But the opportunity to expand our educational programs in Oceana County with Oceana County Parks, but certainly with the Conservation District, has really been a great program to go forward and continue to build on. This year we had a new educator who, his name is escaping me right this second. She's another Carrie, and she's done a wonderful job this year as well. So, in a conversation recently with Lee Heislip, I was notified that there was a kind of a leak in a roof in the shelter out of Crystal Valley Park. On further investigation, we found that chipmunks had gotten into the roofing fascia soffit area and created some pretty heavy damage. In further investigation, this is a shelter that was built about 20 years ago, and it was built with DNR funding through the trust fund grant program. The roofing is actually a fiberglass, or it's an asphalt material over fiberglass, corrugated. Not sold anymore. It did not hold up well. I had Kevin Moore rather, our summer helper, investigate it further. We found that there's about a 6x6 area that is just completely rotted out, if you will. Kevin was able to actually repair it and put some new OSB and some new shingles on it to kind of get us through for a couple of years. But that's a roof that's going to have to be replaced completely, probably down to the purlins, and that's going to be something on our docket to do in the next probably couple of years. I asked Kevin if he'd give me a guarantee, and he said, nah, maybe 5 years, but that would be pushing it. It also turns out that the Mill Pond shelter has the same material on it. So it was an effort, obviously, by the Parks Board at that time to hold costs down, but unfortunately, by doing that, we're paying the price 15, 20 years later, which I think is probably a cost of an asphalt roof, OSB, a tear off, and so on. So I just wanted to bring you up to speed. It's something we're going to be tackling in the near future, and it's something that needs to be looked at as we go forward. So, any other questions for me today? No, no news is good news. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Any other department head reports?
I can speak to the Sheriff's Office real quick. The boss is out of town. We've got 40 inmates currently in-house. Obviously, the flock camera has been a bit of a controversy for us, and we're working through those phases of it. But I would like to also thank the board for that drone that we went through all of that with to get that drone into service. We've utilized that drone so far 20 times since it's been in service. So it's already came in to be an extremely valuable resource. Multiple water resources where we've sent the drone out ahead of a boat coming down to see what was there. Just this week, we had 2 kids that were a half-mile offshore on rafts, no life jackets. We flew the drone out to them. We're able to communicate via the speaker that's on the drone, visually witness them say they're okay prior to the boat getting there to rescue them and bring them in. But had we not had that tool, it would have been an additional 30-minute boat ride for the boat to get there to them. The drone was there within minutes. Great resource. So I want to thank the board for helping us get through those steps to get that drone into service. So it's been a valuable resource.
Great.
Any questions? We're very busy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. So it's a busy summer. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lieutenant.
All right, with that, any more public comment for Courts and Public Safety? All right, you've all said your piece. With that, we'll adjourn. Thank you.
We're not getting the fastest meeting today.
No, not today. That's all right.
You guys have fun.
Oh, yeah, always.
Thank you, Larry.
Larry, you can't leave.
You were here for me?
I was.
Oh, okay. You're done though, aren't you?
No, that's what I've got everywhere I've been. We'll talk. We don't discuss.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the Finance and Administration Committee. May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Hardy?
Here.
Mr. Beggs?
Here.
Mr. McCormick?
Here.
Mr. Erickson? Mr. Walker?
Here.
Okay. It asks for approval of the meeting minutes from July 23rd, 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Beggs, support by Joel. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll ask for approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Beggs, support by Walker. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Is there any public comment at this time for the Finance and Administration Committee? Hearing none, I'll move on. Administrator Biard, Materials Management, Foster Swift Engagement Letter.
So we were approached by the West Michigan Shoreline Regional Development Commission. You know that they are handling the materials management plan for us, along with the 5-county region. They're asking that all counties enter into an engagement letter with Foster Swift, who will be handling that plan for each of the 5 counties. So they're asking that we sign that letter, and those funds would be coming from the materials management funds, not out of county funding. They're there to assist with our plan and make sure that we're in compliance.
Any questions or comments? Okay. Moving on, Administrator Biard again, Midwest Strategy Group Retainer Agreement for Government Counseling Services Discussion.
So, some time ago I had brought to your attention that Newaygo County was asking for some local counties to enter into an agreement for lobbying services. They put out an RFP, and it came back with the Midwest Strategy Group being the lowest bidder. They've been providing us some of the information that they provide to the other counties that they're involved with. Newaygo is asking Oceana County to join them in that lobbying group, and Osceola County has joined them, Mecosta, Lake, and then it would be Newaygo and us if we chose to join them. I think that it might be beneficial for Oceana County to look into doing this, maybe even if it's just for 1 year, just to see how things go, see if there's anything that they can do for us on issues that we might find concerning with the state of Michigan. I do know that there's been a couple things that have come out from other counties that they're looking to have this group look into for them. So I wanted to bring this to your attention today.
Any questions or comments?
May I?
Yes, please.
This all started in Newaygo County. One felt as though they weren't getting all of the support that they thought that they should get from the lobbyists at MAC, and what Paul and I are aware, being on the District 10 Health Department board with people from Mecosta County, that Mecosta County totally walked away from MAC, because they weren't happy with what the lobbyist part on things that they wanted done. So Chris Wren picked up on this from Newaygo County, and on trial basis to see if we could regionally, pool our resources and get somebody to work. And one of the things that is going on, it's a group of 5, I think, 5 small counties, and there is a louder voice when you're several counties than just one by themselves. And there's similarities with all of the counties. What's our cost for 1 year, Tracy?
$9,600, $800 a month.
Maybe for 1 year to see how it is, see if it's worthwhile. I wouldn't want to sign into an agreement any more than 1 year.
Tracy, do you have anything specific that they've done, for the other counties for the $9,600 annually? I see in the contract too, there's additional charges for travel expenses and whatever. I did look at their website. It looked to me more to be, an information website, which again, I thought everything on their website I could get from other websites.
Well, I think the reason that they do that is because they don't want to provide the information to everybody. So those people that actually have contracts with them, they're providing them the information, so it's not on their website. I believe I sent out the bids that came back from when Newaygo did the RFP. I thought I sent those out with all of that information in there, because I think there was some references in there. And I did also, you probably saw the emails that I sent. They were sharing some information on some of the House bills and Senate bills that were out, that were coming out and things. And they will focus on specific areas. If one of the counties is saying, I know that one of them is looking at the drain code. One of the things that they're concerned about is the drain code, and that's one of the things that they're going to be working with them on. So although it is a regional group, there are also ways of getting individual concerns met through them, not just through the region. And I also wanted to let you know that you might find this interesting, that Newaygo County's board chair, Brian Koch, is going to be the president of MAC. And he was the one that actually went to the administrator there asking about a lobbyist group.
It does say the contract is going to be terminated too, by either party within 30 days written notice. So, yeah.
The other thing that we're going to be a little bit of a handicap at is after January 1st, the senator who's going to be representing us is going to be a first-term senator, and it's gonna be no matter which one of the two that are running for office, that's gonna be a first-term senator with actually no boots on the ground experience in Lansing. So,
Although, I believe Marie is going with Mr. Cole.
pardon me?
Mr. Bumstead's secretary Marie will be with Mr. Cole, so.
But still,
Yep.
you know, there's a big learning curve.
Oh,
You know,
for-
it's big enough when you go to the House of Representatives first, but when you go right into the Senate first, and that is if Kim Cole is elected, there is another candidate running for the office too. So it may be worthwhile to have somebody that knows
Help us.
knows more than just, you know, the one senator. I would be in favor of a one-year trial to see how it goes, see if it's worthwhile for us after 1 year. And if we find out in 6 months that it's not worthwhile,
Yeah, you can terminate it
we
in
can
30
terminate
days,
it
so,
then too.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, and also, in watching Brian the last half dozen years, Brian Polk is, if he feels this is a necessary thing, I'd have to take his recommendation also. Brian's doing a very, very good job.
Well, and those of us who know Jim Melke from Mikey from Newaygo County, he's very, very active in it too. And both of those guys have spoke about this at this District 10.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I don't really have clear direction either way. I'm open to a 1-year trial and just see what the benefits are for us, and it's probably one of those things we don't really know until we try, and we don't really, I don't know, just take some thinking of how to utilize that and what can be done. So
I'm on the same page with you on that, Tim. That, you know, if we don't try, it's not going to work.
Right. Yes, Joe.
Tracy, do you have an example of what we would use it for?
So specifically say there's a Senate bill that's coming out or a House bill, and you are totally opposed to it or you're in favor of it, either way. They will be our voice. They will be the county's voice there
How do
during
they do
those
that?
trials.
How do they get their voice out there?
So they actually go directly to the House or Senate when they're talking about these House bills or Senate bills at that time.
This Tracy had mentioned the pending legislation, probably 3 years now pending on the septic and inspections and everything, and get pushed down. That's being driven by the southeast corner of Michigan.
Right.
That have no idea, you know, that we don't have treatment facilities in every little town and every little community and every place and every farm and everything else. And it came very, very close to going through. But the cost of those inspections, your drain field would have to be inspected, was it every 3 or 5 years?
It was every 3 or more.
Yeah, and at a cost of about $3,000 each time they get inspected, because the inspectors, the person who does your, you know, like Swihart, that does septic cleaning, they can't inspect their own fields. They have to be a licensed inspector to do them, and that whole bill is just it's a monster with big teeth, and you know. The rural areas need somebody for bills like that are being pushed from the southeast corner. You know, we've got our own legislators, but they really need to hear. And I think if they hear from 5 counties in West Michigan, you know, it's better than one county talking to them.
And I agree. I think a trial is worth it. I mean, you've got enough counties involved that they're going to carry some weight.
And we're so much like the other
Yeah.
counties in District 10, and when we sat in those meetings and listened about that statewide drain code,
Right.
it was unbelievable. The boots on the ground that would have to be in our 10 counties to just do these inspections. It was phenomenal. And it was illogical. It was easily challenged that it would never happen up here.
We have, generally speaking, in District 10, one sanitarian for each county. There's a couple overlaps, there's a couple that have more than one. But if that code had gone through, in order to do the inspections every 3 years, how many tens of thousands did they say there were? That in order to do it every 3 years, they'd have to have, 50 inspectors to be out there doing it. Well,
full time.
Then we pay.
Yeah.
Then we pay for it.
Worth a trial.
Well, in addition,
Follow-up if you have, when you have a failure, you got all that time to follow up on that.
And when you talk about the counties that we represent, there's so much of this that's, in the woods, townships that have no zoning. There's so many factors that would fall into this that, if they're gonna visit a drain field that's non-existent, and not saying that's right, but it was inconceivable how they ever could have enforced that code.
Okay. Ms. Biard, Administrative Review for Selected Claims for Payment and Administrator's Report.
do you want me to talk about the building department refund policy first?
Yep.
Sorry?
I
missed one. I apologize. Let's back up. Building Department refund policy.
So, I was asked by the building department to bring forth a refund policy. They have found that there are some that would, rather than getting a refund back on, say, a building permit, rather than getting that refund back, that they would like to be able to hold that as a credit, so that when they come back to get another permit, that the funds are already there and the county's already got it.
That's a problem, only because if those people never come, then we have money in our coffers that has to be reimbursed at some point. There's a kind of a statute of limitations for a business to hold a credit for a customer, and then if it's not claimed, it has to be turned over to the state. I would say just refund those and wash our hands of it, and they can pay it again. I think that gets to be a sticky thing.
Are we doing refunds now?
Yes.
I know personally from my own business, when a customer has a credit on an account that doesn't come very frequently, it's a problem. It's just it's an accounting issue. It's tracking who's got what, and it's only going to be even more complicated for the building inspectors. It's not, if they're, I would say just continue to give refunds and they can pay the bill when they come back again or something. It's just holding that money is cumbersome.
Craig?
Yes.
I would have to, agree with Tim. I don't know how all of that works, in business. I know you can't keep somebody's money if you don't provide a service, but it makes sense just to, do the refunds. Let them write another check later when they want to pull a permit.
Yeah, I agree. It should be.
I have something that I'd like to point out, Craig, in this. On the bottom of page 3, it said building permits are only to be issued with matching descriptions of the township zoning permits. And they're talking about how you have to have a zoning permit from the township before you can get a building permit. That should say townships or villages or the city of Hart. Because now if somebody's handed this, for instance, if somebody in Shelby Township is handed this, they go to Shelby Township to get a zoning permit, and if they're in the village in New Era, they have to go to the village in New Era to get it. And it causes confusion that sometimes those permits get issued, by the townships, and they shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't even be involved. Tracy, can that just administratively be changed to state the description of the township or village?
Well, if the board is not approving the refund policy, then we won't need that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. When somebody goes into the office to get a building permit, they have to have a zoning permit first.
Right?
From the local unit of government.
Correct.
This says that all the zoning permits come from townships. All of the zoning permits do not come from townships.
Oh, yeah.
They have to go, you know, if they're in the rural area of the township, but if they're in the village of Rothbury, Walkerville, New Era, Shelby, they have to go to that village to get their zoning permits. They cannot get those from the township.
So you want municipalities or township or village or city?
Township or appropriate, you know, village or city. The appropriate township, village or city. Because I can tell you that there's a whole bunch of zoning permits that get issued by Grant Township for the village of Rothbury, and then all of a sudden everybody's trying to refund money and they're trying to commingle it to figure out how they're going to straighten it out, because people are taking this and running with it. It's just a play on words. I think if it's cleaned up and people get this process and know, they'll know where to go.
Right.
Same as in the village of Pentwater, they issue their own zoning permits. Pentwater Township doesn't issue their zoning permits.
I guess I would, so I'm assuming that this is not Tim Beggs, who has a building project once every 10 years, is gonna be asking for a credit on my account, maybe I'll use it in 10 years. So I assume it's
Your
builders.
bigger builders.
It's the builders. I don't know. It first glance, it just sounds really cumbersome for me. You know, I was just reading that there are notes in there. The BNSNA will track these. Will you know, remind them to apply it the next time. Is this? I mean, the building inspector's office has put the work in to put this together, so I assume it's something they are interested in being able to do. I don't want to stand in their way of making life easier. It just...
So maybe possibly put a stipulation in there that says if the credit's on the account for more than a certain amount of time, that it has to be refunded, or...
Yeah, maybe something like 90
Possibly.
days, or, you know, I don't know.
Well, part of the language, let me see this, what page number we're on here, page 2. It says, in lieu of a refund, an applicant may request the eligible refund permit fees be applied as a credit. So it sounds to me like they're only going to hold it if the applicant asks them to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not just
yeah.
gonna not refund it. They're gonna refund it unless it's requested.
But
in section 6 there.
But it does not say anything about, you know, if the funds aren't used within 180 days, there'll be a refund. Because I kind of agree, you don't want to hold that.
That will, yeah, I think that would satisfy the cumbersomeness of that issue.
Just a refund if it's not used within whatever. Because most of the other stuff, I mean, the non-refundable fees, basically if there's, you know, administrative fees, and what was the other one, plan reviews, if those are already done, that doesn't come off, that doesn't get refunded. But yeah, I think that if they had something in there that maybe stipulated that, because I'm sure you got builders that are in there constantly, and if it's not difficult for us to track, but there should be at some point it gets washed out of the system.
I'm wondering if the builders do not want the clock ticking on projects, you know, for the issue of a building permit, but they don't, you know, because they only have so many days. Maybe the homeowner is waiting for financing to come through, because I can tell you the banks take forever to do that, you know, for building loans now, construction loans. And maybe they just want to leave that money there, but I think that if you have it, you know, 180 days or 6 months at the most, that.
Well, they have the permit expiration set, you know, work to commence within 180 days after issuance, or the work authorized by such permit is suspended or abandoned for a period of 180 days.
Well, it may be such a thing, they're getting close to that 180 days and there's not financing.
Yeah.
So they don't want to lose the money from those permits. I'm just guessing here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they modify this just a little bit to require, you know, those funds after 180 days being held will be refunded back to the applicant, I think that satisfies some of the issues. You know, reading through here a little better, I think I can understand where this is useful for both the applicant and the building office. So, yeah, I would probably just make that edit.
Okay. All right.
Do we want to send that back to them to make that edit and then bring it back to us? Is that?
No.
I'd feel better about that than. I'd like their input on that, I guess.
She just responded.
Oh.
She said that'd be great.
Okay.
Oh.
That they could do that. She suggested 90 days, but if we do 180, that should be plenty.
There you go.
Good. Perfect.
So with that modification.
The power of technology.
Okay.
All right. Oh, Ms. Biard, now we'll go to administrator's review for selected claims for payment and administrator's report.
So the claims for payment have been provided for you. Any questions on those?
Yes, I have one.
Okay.
The company that has our maintenance contract for our buildings, for our, you know, HVACs and stuff, and that, I see that they just did $2,214.26 to repair the air conditioning. If they find that there's an issue with the unit, do they automatically get the nod to repair it, or how do we do that? Where's the check and balances here?
Chris usually comes and talks to me about that, or they discuss it with him. They don't automatically just.
Okay. As long as we are, I think our policy on it has to go through your office.
Yeah.
As long as there's that review by your office, I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Great.
So thank you.
Great. Yep. Any other questions on those?
No.
If not, yesterday I completed the review of the RFP for the opioid funds. I have sent a copy off to a couple people that I've been working with mental health department. They will probably be bidding on some of those services. So those bids would come back and they'd be reviewed like it states in our policy with the clerk's office and myself. Then we would get together a small group, to determine suggested vendors who would be receiving those funds, and those would of course be approved by the Board of Commissioners. I did send the RFP that we received from MAC to them. I hadn't heard back, and I wanted to get this moving along quickly so that we can at least start working with some vendors at the beginning of the year for the new budget year, and start utilizing some of those opioid funds for our community. The MIDC complaint has been filed with the state of Michigan. We got word on that, so we're in a waiting game now with that. And then I just wanted to remind all of you that the Employee Appreciation Luncheon is scheduled for our next board meeting on the 27th. We look forward to everyone coming out, and it's going to be carnival themed, and have some burgers and some salads and different things with us.
Carnival or Carnival?
Yeah, there you go. So.
Great. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Department head reports. Hearing none. Any public comment at this time for Finance and Administration Committee?
Yes, Larry Dorn.
Mr. Dorn?
Listening to your building department refunds, being involved in Mason, Oceana, and Muskegon County with multiple developments and et cetera, some of those contractors will never come back. I mean, so what you're saying then is after 90 days, if you guys decide, or 180 or whatever, you're going to send them a check, because ultimately the owner pays that permit. So let's say the permit's $300, all right, and you say, oh, I want my refund, blah blah blah. Well, you're going to hold that for 90 days, but the owner already paid that $300. So do we give a bonus to the contractor then for the $300? We send it to him?
Actually, if I may, that's in lieu of a refund. If the contractor said, I don't want a refund right now,
okay,
then
so they have the
we'll hold it
option.
for
They're going to have
180
the option.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's in
Their-
lieu of
it's
a
their
refund, or they can have an
Okay,
immediate
'cause I was-
refund.
Yeah, you read that too, I'm sorry.
Yep, no
I
problem.
didn't I'm 68.
Just to
years old,
clarify.
I can't remember everything. So.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other public comment for Finance and Administration Committee? Hearing none, we will adjourn Finance and Administration Committee and